Hi, I'm Oz Clarke, and I've got Kevin Zraly with me. I've got Kramer with me, and I want to talk about Syrah. Now, Syrah is a grape which will grow in the deserts of Australia, which will grow in the Santa Maria Valley of California, which will grow in New Zealand, which will grow in the mountain slopes of Switzerland, which will grow in Canada's Okanagan Valley. It'll basically grow anywhere. And I wonder, is it the world's most adaptable grape? Is it a grape that we should actually give more time to? And also, what's its name? Syrah or Shiraz? Because yep, they're the same grape. Syrah, Shiraz, all the same grape.
Well, I'm going to South Africa because in South Africa, if they think it's a Australian style Shiraz, they call it Shiraz. If they think it's a French style Syrah, they call it a Syrah. So who knows what it is? It still is a luscious, big, full-bodied, generous fruit type of wine that, to me, I want to have a steak with. Are you hungry?
Not listening to you talking, but I was before you started.
All right, sorry, I got carried away. I don't know what happened.
But you made a very good point there, because you said French-style Syrah,
right, or
Australian-style Shiraz. Well, let's define what we're talking about, because we're back again to this whole problem with the French not trying to help the consumer. Because if I take, let's say we have a bottle here, if I can take this bottle here.
Don't drop this one, it's expensive.
That's why I took it. This is called Hermitage. Now, Hermitage is a completely sensational vineyard site on the Rhone Valley in France. It only grows in red wines, it only grows the Syrah grape. Find me somewhere on the label where it tells you this is a Syrah wine.
But monsieur, you should know that Hermitage est une mon Syrah.
And if you don't want to buy my wine because you don't understand it, I don't care.
You must study. You must study the label and the book.
Mon français n'est pas très bon.
No, you have the markers.
No.
He has written a book. You too, je pense.
He has written a book.
A book.
What, with a beard like that? He has written a book?
He has written a book. Not very
Totally
good, but he has written a book. However.
Yes.
However, but I have to say,
so the question becomes,
marks out of 10 for his French accent.
The question becomes
later.
Shiraz, Syrah. First of all, Shiraz is actually a city, I believe, in what was ancient Persia.
Yep.
Credit to the Australians. One never thinks of the Australians as great scholars, but the truth of the matter is that it is thought that the Syrah/Shiraz grape variety originated in the Mesopotamia in ancient Persia. And probably Shiraz is what the name probably should be. And in fact, Syrah, a French word, is the Frenchified pronunciation of Shiraz. We in America use the French name. We don't use the name Shiraz. The Australians do. We drink a lot of Australian Shiraz, or we used to anyway. We certainly see a lot of it. And so we are now familiar with the word, but everyone says that no one really seems to know that they're the same. I think the real question becomes, is the challenge of Syrah, unlike, say, Pinot Noir, that Syrah needs more time in the bottle, more aging in your closet, under your bed, in a cool cellar, than other red grape varieties? Is that what is keeping Syrah from becoming a world beater, an absolute, I gotta have it, I want to marry it, this is the wine of my life?
Well, but not all Syrahs or Shirazes need aging. Now, an Hermitage is an expensive wine from France. It's probably dry and tough. Some guy in the 19th century said, this is the manliest wine of France. Whatever he meant by that, he probably meant muscular and hairy and, well, very similar to Kevin Zraly.
Yes, very much.
This is
Kevin Zraly, the manliest of wine writers.
And this is the Zralyest wine in France. But what he then meant was, this is something you have to lay down for absolutely ages. Now, maybe you have to age an Hermitage for a long time. But honestly, if we're looking at Shiraz from Australia, obviously, from South Africa, or from Chile, or from Argentina, you don't have to age that for a long time. You can have that at a year and a half old.
There are Shirazes that are under $10 a bottle being sold in the United States, 10 to 15. There's plenty of them. So I think that you're talking about the classics, this being the classics, the Hermitage. And I have Hermitage in my wine cellar, fortunately that goes back about 40 years, and I'm afraid to open it. Would you guys like to come?
I don't think it doesn't sound very promising to me.
Well,
forget it.
It's the
gone.
fact he's,
It's gone.
you know,
The
the
invitation's
manliest
gone.
wine writer in
Well,
the
that's
States,
one of the reasons I'm not
afraid
going.
to open a 40-year-old bottle. You need
Great.
some help from a couple
Great.
of oldies here.
Exactly. But you know, the great thing now, you talk about 100% Syrah, but now when you go over here, like this is the Penfolds that you have here, which is interesting. But I love what they can do in Australia. They take 70% of the Shiraz and blend it with 30% of Cabernet Sauvignon, which you don't see that often going on. A different kind of style. And we haven't mentioned California because when I first wrote that book that you don't like, but you're going to like it. Whether you like it or not, you're going to the best book. The book. And I didn't even include Syrah. That was 25 years ago. It was just Cabernet Merlot, Pinot Noir, and Zinfandel. Now, about 10 years ago, I started out in the acreage. You know, you did all that acreage of Oregon and California of Syrah, and it's now a major player in California.
Yeah, about 18,000 acres when I last looked.
And so we're talking about big time here right now. So I think people like the taste. It's hard and soft at the same time. Can you understand what I'm saying? Because all that fruit, that luscious fruit that's there, especially in the nose. I mean, this wine smells just unbelievable. It's filling up the whole room here right now with its bouquet and aroma. And it is a wine for me that does need to have food. I don't think I can sit around.
Is it the ultimate steakhouse red?
It could be. It could be. I would put that in the category of a Cabernet Sauvignon or a really, really good Grenache.
Oh no, you see Grenache. Grenache. Oh, here it
I'm going
goes.
up something.
He is
Are we
not
gonna
as
have this-
stupid as he looks.
I don't know about that.
N'est-ce pas?
I think you should
I think
eat
it's-
your words.
Yeah.
Mangez vos mots, mon ami. But this whole point, I don't think that you have to have a steak with Shiraz. I think it's a wonderful wine.
How about a bar
to have
at the Barbie?
or at the bar.
No, Barbie.
I know. I said at the bar.
Okay.
But the point is, I think you can actually drink young, fresh Shirazes in almost the same kind of way as you could drink Sauvignon Blancs. I'll just have a glass of Shiraz at a bar.
Okay.
Because fruit, lots and lots of ripe fruit, is what most Shirazes and some, if not most, Syrahs do.